It's been nearly the end of an era for Mason City's East Park, as the city has confirmed to us earlier today that they will not be renewing the popular deer enclosure when the current herd gets down to zero. Right now, the herd has 3 deer remaining. Our Iowa correspondent Alexander Schmidt joins us now live from outside their enclosure in East Park. And Alexander, tell us all about these deer and what the city plans to do with them.
Yeah, absolutely, Axel. The deer enclosure here at East Park has been a popular attraction here for many years. But what was once a herd that numbered nearly 30 back about a couple generations ago, it's dwindled down to just 3. And that's simply because nature's taken its course and they're simply not fawning like they used to. East Park used to house a menagerie of animals and even a petting zoo. The enclosure is still a licensed exhibition area for these quasi-domestic whitetail deer.
Protected, governed by USDA exhibition animals, and we treat them as such. We don't interact with them as little as possible. They're not pets.
The remaining deer, a buck and 2 does, haven't fawned recently and are unlikely to on their own, but the city isn't making efforts to keep the herd going.
With costs going up with care and not being able to find a local breeder, herd management, the buck is the oldest of the 3, so when the buck passes away, that's definitely that we're on a timeline then. Obviously, there's not going to be any fawns if there's no buck. Neighbors
Todd and Virginia Waldelin told me they'll hate to see the deer go.
We see people every weekend coming and feeding the deer. There's signs up there saying, "Don't feed the deer." But, of course, they love apples, they love cucumbers, they love pineapple. We love having the deer here.
But with fears of chronic wasting disease and a lack of survival skills, these 3 are likely the last of their herd. I haven't fed the deer here today. I don't think that we're going to get a good look at them. They were posing for me pretty well earlier, but now they are content with sitting in the shade. I've taken it upon myself to name the buck Jack Tripper and the does Janet and Chrissy as to reflect their kind of Three's Company type living situation. Axel?
I guess now we just need a Mr. Roper then, right? Well, Alex, can you tell us who actually owns these deer and how that factors into their decision making as to where they'll go in the end?
Yeah, well, the Mr. Roper of the situation is the city of Mason City. They own the land, but the deer are privately owned. They're actually just kind of borrowed, grandfathered in. They're owned by the family who used to operate this menagerie and the petting zoo here and the herd. They're no longer breeding deer, so this is the very last remnants of that herd.